All right, we are live. No one here yet. See how long it takes. 15 seconds. One person's in the house. Happy Halloween. Whoever. 3 people. All right. Happy Halloween, y'all. Someone say hi to me, please. So lonely. What's up, Dis? How are you? RH. B-Man, how are you? Happy Halloween, everyone. You know, Dis, I actually stumbled upon your Bigfoot experience in my file today, and I will be doing that very soon. Damian Bloodstone, David Thompson, how are you? Josie and the Pussycats, Teresa Wilkins, RH, what's up? Happy Halloween, my friend. Sharon is Karen, not Karen K-A-R, but C-A-R. What's up, IE Native? How's everyone's Halloween going? We had very little children running around the neighborhoods. Very little children. There was one cool costume. This large child, adult, had these, silent for me. What's up, Don Combs, MS? This large person had these, like, kind of, I don't know how they did it, but they were like tentacles. So it was like a walking octopus, and they had like light up shit. Oh, it was sick. More than likely, Joe. More than likely. For trick-or-treaters. Yes, there's going to be a live Saturday as well, RH. This is just a Halloween live stream. So I went, none here. Ooh, no. Yeah, it was a pretty cool costume. It was like white, and they had like their arms, when they moved their arms, from what I could see, it kind of like they had like 4 little, I don't know how they did it. They were almost like clear tubes with like lights in them. It was a really interesting, really original costume. What's up, Lake Superior? How are you? Yeah, you know, it's like Halloween isn't what it used to be when we were kids, you know? First of all, I don't recall it ever being 40 degrees when I was trick-or-treating, you know? Like, I remember wearing my G.I. Joe and whatever costumes and sweating little nuts, you know? So, what's up, Maeve? How are you? Dennis, how are you? Wait for a little bit more subs to jump in here, and then we'll start doing some encounters and stuff. Tomorrow's video, I went up to where Tom Mezek disappeared again, and I installed the trail cam. I only installed one. Dude, I don't like that place anymore. I don't like it. I used to love going there. It had like this just not a bad feeling to it. Thank you, Mega. Happy Halloween to you. And today it was, first of all, I'm walking up the wash and it's dead silent. There's not a sound in the woods at all. And it was just so, I don't know if it was because it was cold or what, but really, Joe? I don't recall there ever being snow in upstate New York at that time. But my aunt, that lives in Mount Desert Island, she said that Cadillac Mountain had some snow on it on Sunday. What's up, LJ? How are you? Dean, how are you? Danny, how are you? If they come onto my porch and try to steal the candy that I left out for the little shitlins, I do not tolerate crackheads and tidy whities trying to steal candy from the little shitlins. Nope. It's 34 degrees out right now. It is disgustingly cold. Yes, Lake Superior. Happy 12-year anniversary from the Navy, Stephen Rogers. I'm wearing my outfit. I'm a YouTuber. I don't know. Cold in Topeka. Ooh, snow in Minnesota. Eeh. Minnesota. That's good. 33 in ATM. Dang. Someone gave your nephew potatoes? Well, that's an original thing. Now they can go home and make mashed potatoes. Or French fries. Or they could make a potato cannon and launch it at their friends. That works. They got 2 tomatoes right there. 31 in Bradford. Or vodka. Pretty nice in Westchester. PA or the city, Maeve? Westchester County, New York, or Westchester, PA? Yeah, good for them, Dennis. Not being rude to you. I don't particularly care for them. They're kind of let me dress my bar slut wife up and have subscribers look at her and get more subs that way. Fishing with Rick. What's up, brother? Thank you very much. I love the name. No trolls tonight. And I swear on the Holy Mother of Mary, if there is any racist trolls tonight, I'm going to be pissed. Lot lizards. Some neighbors have adult drinks for parents. I've heard that, Tanya. There's an old lady that lived somewhere and she'd have drinks for the adults and be like, here you go, guys. I got a toothbrush from the local dentist as a treat. I did get a root canal yesterday, 2 days ago, yesterday. Did I say hi to you yet, there, dude from Texas? I think I did. Cheers from Chow. Dennis, maybe. Let me think about it a little bit, all right? I got to get a couple new ones in, so let me think about it. I'm trying to weigh some options. After last weekend, I was like, man, I need some mods because I messaged Janie on Saturday, and I'm like, dude, block some people because they just kept coming. And the racism is like, dude, we live in 2023, what the hell? What's in store for tonight? Well, I'm not sure. I do have some good stuff for y'all, though. I do. So anyway, I go up to Tom Mezek where he disappeared. It was freezing cold. It was eerily quiet. And I didn't like being there at all for some reason. I installed the trail cam and I go to, let me change these glasses because there's always a glare with these glasses. I installed the trail cam and there, no glare. And hey, Sunshine, how are you? Caden, how are you? And, it was just fucking creepy. And then my camera died. Not the trail cam. The trail cam was fine. My camera died. And I was like, what the hell? Enki, I got your email. Yes. I will reach out to you very soon. Well, Danny, I appreciate that for, popping in and being a member here and talking tonight. It was just ridiculous. One guy made a stupid comment, and I actually the next morning, called Dark Waters, and I'm like, dude, can you imagine? Yes, I have. Didn't you email me before, Enki? And I called him and let him know what happened because I didn't want him to get, feedback from people telling him that I was under attack on last night. It was bullshit. I had fun though. Randy Man, Steven Rogers, Ghost what? Ghost. Send me another email, will you, Enki? No, Tom Mezek disappeared in 2015, D.L. Hemingway. November 15th, my daughter's birthday, 2015. So my daughter was 8. Very true, Danny. Very true. Oh man, I do. You know what, dude from Texas? I do hope the Rangers kick Arizona's ass because Arizona is who shut LA out. So I'm so happy that you're here with us, Sunshine. Are vampires real? Enki, I'm gonna put it in real quick and answer. I got hot chocolate ready. Hot chocolate. Are vampires real? Okay, so I've had a couple of subscribers reach out and say they've had vampire encounters, not like the Dracula, Vlad Toupé, Vlad the Impaler, but kind of like a vampire-esque, what they feed off of emotions and shit like that. So I don't know. I'd imagine so. I mean, shit. Bigfoot and Dogman are real. Killer clowns are real. So why the fuck can't vampires be real? Absolutely, Dracula is real. Yeah, absolutely, RH. Energy vampires. There's something called inorganic beings. And what's up, Scott? How are you? Dennis, honestly, and I don't have any drama on this channel, as you know, and I don't get involved in it. James is my friend, but he knows that as far as what he's battling, that's his battle. That's not my battle. I'm his friend, though. He's never been dishonest or rude or negative to me. He's always treated me with kindness, so that's why I'll always be his friend. I don't think they can fly either. I don't think they can transform. I don't think they can seduce people. Well, maybe they can if they're a pimp, Can you imagine a pimp vampire? That'd be fucking cool. Anyway, inorganic beings, energy vampires. So there's these things, and you can look this up. Scientists have proven this. So we all know about the fourth dimension and stuff like that. There's a kind of like a barrier, and they think that these creatures. Chris, how are you? Chris Chung, how are you? They think that there's 2 inches. Holy shit! $20 is $20, especially when it comes to 2 inches. So anyway, these inorganic beings are said to feed off of people's fear. Scientists have proven they exist. And, later tonight, look it up. It's just inorganic beings. There's a couple of theses written about it, and they're pretty friggin' interesting. And I think you guys will like it. I got the encounter envelope out, or Vampire in Brooklyn, Eddie Murphy. That's a freaking good movie. Actually, anything with Eddie Murphy is good in it. Anything. What's up, California? Stacy Brooks, how are you? He did look like a pimp. Eddie Murphy looks like a pimp anyway. Like, he doesn't even need to like dress up, and he'd still look like a pimp. About a habitual site. And Aaron, send me a email, please. And no, it's Halloween. We're doing a Halloween live stream. I did hear that. I've heard that story that you're talking about, Stacy. I forget where. I think it was on like Discover the Paranormal or something like that. Troy, how are you? You know what? I think we might share This is Bigfoot tonight and some of Joe's tonight. And then some other stuff. Thanks, Caden. I got this at the Bigfoot Fest. What's up, James? Let me go through this real quick here. Sleep paralysis is not cool. Trying to find Joe's. I believe it was sleep paralysis. I don't know. Let me tell you the story, and then I'll tell you my experience, and then we'll get into Joe's, This's, and everyone else's. So I used to work at GMAC when I was younger. The girls were real young. Belle was actually still in a crib. And no Janie. And no news on Victor. Yes, tattoo of Sasquatch on my arm. Thanks, Matt. So I worked at GMAC, and I got out of work at midnight. Nothing out of Tazewell. I'm not ignoring the comment section for a second. I'm just going to finish the experience real quick that I want to share with you. And you guys tell me if you think that it's sleep paralysis or not. So I got out at midnight. The girls were sleeping. My ex-wife had a long day with them, and she was sleeping. And we had like a 2-bedroom apartment at the time. So our bedroom, we shared, well, we didn't share our bedroom. Our baby was in our bedroom, still in the crib. And Abigail had her own room. So I got out of work. I sat on the couch for a little bit. I think I took maybe like 2 or 3 shots of vodka. And then I just I threw on some sweatpants and I passed out. I just, went to bed. I was tired. And I woke up. I woke to the sound of, so where I was, the couch is here, and there was a doorway here, and then a door this way. And that was our basement. And the basement was a little larger than a crawl space. It was about like the height of a hot water tank. So, but it was always locked. But I heard the door open, and I'm like, I'm half asleep, and I'm like, what the is that noise? And I hear, you know how when a dog walks on linoleum, we had a linoleum kitchen, and I could hear the nails of a dog. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so the couch was here, and we had a coffee table right here, and I could hear panting. And then I could hear it kind of meander around the coffee table, and you can hear when something brushes on a wooden coffee table. And I could hear it breathing, like just breathing. And all of a sudden, it stops in my face. My eyes are completely closed. I want to open them, I can't. I want to yell out for help, but I can't. I'm wide awake. I'm just like, and I'm thinking, scream, and I can feel the air of I can't smell anything, but I could feel the air from it. And it walks away. And as it walked away, I immediately was like, I just yelled out, help, like louder than that. And my wife came out and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're waking up the girls. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what just happened, but this is what, and I told her, and it was the scariest thing one of the scariest things. I think it was sleep paralysis, but to have it right in my face like that was just like, what the shit is in my face? But I couldn't talk or anything. Why no costume? No costume. Thanks, David. Appreciate that. Or one thing that I always thought too is the Ouija. I thought back to the Ouija board experience, and it said we were going to see Hounds of Hell. So I was like, I wonder if that was the Hounds of Hell. But I couldn't talk. I couldn't open my eyes, and I couldn't talk. It was just the weirdest thing. I hated it. What's up, Tracy? How are you? Yeah, and key 100%. Larry Lindman, how are you? Influenza, a positive, and my girlfriend broke up with me because I work too much. Oh, shit, Larry. So you have the flu, and your girlfriend broke up with you because you make mad ducats at what you do. Rockin' Steady, what's up? Dude, I'm so sorry. And your birthday was on Saturday. She could have at least, waited a week. That's horse shit. Well, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. She could have waited 2 weeks. Rochelle, thank you so much. Thank you. Jeff, have you ever had the reverse of that? One time I heard the phone ringing while I was asleep, got up to answer it. No, never had that happen. And Caden, you're always hungry. You're always hungry. Could be worse. Ads. Hang on. I got to skip the ads. Bop. No ads for you guys. See, Dennis, and here's the thing. RC, how are you? Here's the thing. I don't believe that because someone had a couple of drinks or they smoked a jibby doesn't mean it wasn't sleep paralysis or anything. You can have a couple of drinks. I wasn't drunk after 3 shots of vodka. I mean, I used to drink a shit ton, especially back then. So it was, Jeff, I'm built like a dog, man. Doing the jibby thing now. Elsa, no, you're here. You're here. You're here. You're live. That's funny. Elsa is like, I forgot. Is it over? Last live stream we had a fucking blast last Saturday. It was awesome. I was in rare form too. I was seeing people were commenting to it. People are like, Jeff, how come you're not answering me? So I messaged them back in the comments. I'm like, because it's not live anymore. What's up, Wendy? How are you? All right, this is from Joe Michaela. Dearest Jeff, the event I'm going to share is not embellished or fabricated. I'm sharing honestly and to the best of my memory. Oh, shit, I read this one already. Sorry, Joe. Joe, the Black Eyed Kids one is yours too, right? Joe, Black Eyed Kids one is yours. What's up, Busy? Busy 9/16. That's my birthday. 9/16, September 16th. Okay, where the hell? I already read this one. Hang on, let me find the other one. I know I kept that in there. That's not that. There it is. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Okay. That's the other one, right? Okay, no, I did. Okay. You gave me 3 the other night. And I have the 2 right here that I didn't. Lived in the mill house. I just want to make sure that. All right, here we go. These are from Joe. The event I'm going to share is not an embellishment or fabricated. I'm sharing honestly and to the best of my memory. I want to give a trigger warning dealing with child abuse. I'm not sharing for pity. I'm sharing because I believe the abuse is what triggered the activity. I believe I was 5 years old. We were living in a mill house in front of Lincoln Pulp and Paper. The mill house was split into apartments, up and downstairs. Dad and Mom rented the whole house. The door leading upstairs was removed to gain access to the upstairs apartment. The day this paranormal experience happened, we were all inside. It must have been raining. Mom and Dad were both working. We were stuck home with Nanny. The nanny, whose name was Kathy, I'll refer to her as EB, or Evil Bitch. I had survived another one of EB's discipline lessons about tattling. I tried to tell Dad about EB hitting me with a board that had nails in it. I was bloody and sore. Beth, my sister, took me upstairs to my bedroom. The room was upstairs. The room was the upstairs kitchen. It still had a sink. Beth helped me clean up. She helped me change my clothes. She rinsed out my shirt in the sink. We were sitting on the floor playing jacks and decided to play in the hallway. I climbed up on the door and got into my sister's shoulders. The ceiling was low enough for me to put my hands on the panels. We were horsing around. One of the panels moved. I told Beth to stop. I moved the panel over. I shit you not. There was a room with a chair rail designed to hold rifles. These rifles were old bolt actions. They were clean and shiny. On the floor were dead bats. I was freaked out and shocked. I told Beth. She wanted to see. I couldn't lift her. We got a chair, and she got up and freaked out as well. Beth put the panel back. When Dad got home, we excitedly told him about the room. Dad told Mom. They spent a long time going over the ceiling and could not find the room. Next day, Beth and I went back and moved the panel, and the room was empty. I believe it was Christmas vacation time. EB's torture ramped up. We were in the playroom. She came stomping in. She demanded us, Beth, my 2 brothers, and I, to line up against the wall. I refused. Censor for YouTube. She was abused. My sister, at the age of 9, was well trained in the knowledge of how to pop my shoulder back in place. When EB left the playroom, she took the opportunity to run upstairs. We were all hiding in Beth's room. Beth, at some point, was peeking out the door, looking down the hall. She called me over. She grabbed an old sheet, no clue where it came from. It wasn't there when we ran upstairs. She asked me She asked me if I got it, and I said no. Then we looked up. The hidden room panel was open. Now, this is where I keep questioning my memory and sanity. Over decades, I would ask Beth about what I'm going to tell you. I would ask what she remembers. Every time, the same info. I'm not insane. I'm not fabricating or lying. At times, I still have trouble believing this happened. Beth and I went to the opening, and we saw a rope and pulled it. Stairs came down. Beth ran and got our brothers. We felt safe. We all got up and pulled up the stairs and put the panel back. There wasn't a light switch, windows, or another door. The room was bright. It was like we went through a portal. I have to say it was amazing. We didn't have pain, hunger, or thirst. Our wounds healed. We were happy. I can't tell you how long we had spent there. I do remember coming down before Mom and Dad got home. We swore to keep the room our secret. Every day we ran to the room. EB, evil, had no boundaries. Late at night, she came into my room and tried to unalive me by putting a pillow over my face. I remember fighting, but she was far too bigger than me. I heard a gentle voice saying, "Hold still, pretend to be asleep. I will keep you safe." Everything went dark, and I have no memory of what happened. I do remember is making it to the room we all could and survived EB. I have PTSD. There are many other paranormal experiences in that house. Thank you for letting me share. That's pretty crazy. I know, like, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in Maine. Just reading real quick. Maybe EB was possessed. You know, maybe. Buddy, rock and steady. I'm going to give you a call this week, brother. I'm not sure, Enki. Honestly, I don't know. Come here, bud. He'll come, rock and steady. I'm going to do a black-eyed kid story real quick. And then maybe EB did need a slap. EB needed a evil bitch slap. Exactly. I'll do a black-eyed kid story, and then I will do the Bigfoot story that I've got from Dis. Hang on, let me see where he is. Boy, come here. He'll come. I'll shake the garbage. Come here, buddy. Probably thinks it's treats. Here he comes. Come here, bud. Buddy. Come on, you fat fuck. I'll get him shortly. I know they do what they want, man. They don't care. But when he wants me to pet him, he bites me if I don't. All right. Before you read this, I have to tell you how I feel about these. I haven't believed in paranormal since high school. I've never ever heard of black-eyed kids up until just recently. These were always just for entertainment for me. I took them as fiction, even though they are true. I found myself stuck on a black-eyed kid story because they seem to be most unusual to me, and I enjoy a fresh change of pace from the regular ghost story. I feel very guilty for what I'm about to tell you, all because I fear that reading these is what happened to me. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. It's only my knowledge from reading black-eyed kid stories on Reddit that I feel it saved my life. There is no history of mental illness in my family, and I have never been drunk or taken any mind-altering substances. The strongest I've ever had is ibuprofen. I feel many of you will discount my story, so I just need to make you aware of this. Last night was like any other night. I was switching between listening to music and watching YouTube videos with one headphone so I could hear if my infant daughter cried. That way my wife can get a full night's sleep. She works at 4 a.m. at the hospital every day. When I decided to lay down in the spare bed on my baby's room and just doze off, I heard a thumping coming from the front porch. Startled, I first opened my eyes wide and scanned the room. Realizing it was most likely my cat scratching himself on the front porch, I dozed back off. Then again, thumping. Damn cat. I got out of bed to run him off the porch, only to see that he was not there. Now that I was up again, I wasn't the least bit tired. I figured I'll just get some tea, check Facebook while I'm up, maybe finish a web series I was watching on YouTube. A few minutes into the video, I felt a sudden urge to look out the window. There they were, the tops of two short, I can't read that word, people's heads cresting the stairs just above my window. The people were just short enough not to see in the window, but I could see out. I heard no footsteps on the porch as my stomach turned, but the knock was steady, hollow thump. The same thump I blamed my cat for. Deciding it was best not to answer, I shut my laptop and crept to the back door to the baby's room. I assumed it was some people from the low-income housing across the street from me, and they were high or hiding from the cops, or maybe looking for my cousin who stays with me sometimes and has many friends over there. Last thing I need is to try and explain to two stoners that I was trying to sleep, even though it was 2 a.m. It wasn't until I got to my daughter's room that the creepiness set in. The thump had moved from the kitchen to the bedroom windows, both windows, a room apart, thumping in perfect time. These stoners are going to wake my daughter up if I didn't run them off now. Pissed off, I went to the kitchen, unlocked and opened the door, ready to run around to the side of the house and kick the little idiot's ass. It happened then. Standing there, looking up at me, were two 10 or 11-year-old boys. The feeling of dread and the smell of mold almost made me vomit. The smaller of the two then spoke. May we use your telegraph? Huh? I just stared blankly at these boys, horrified by what I then realized that their eyes were black. He again asked, telegraph. There wasn't a sound to be heard. No crickets chirping, no dogs barking, no cars driving, nothing. I tried to play it cool and ignore the fact that he didn't say telephone or phone or cell, anything that would have made any sense of the situation, and calmly replied, I don't have service at my house. Sorry. The expressions on their face turned to a rage as I finished my sentence. Swiftly, I shut the door and locked it as quickly as I could, then stumbled back to protect my daughter. I picked her up from her crib and held her close. The fact that she didn't wake up freaked me out the most, but I managed to gather my senses enough to make sure that she was still breathing and warm. Everything seemed okay with her. The thumping on the windows were back. I dropped to the floor as close to the wall as I could and held my little girl in my arms and wept like a child. I felt helpless and afraid. I lied there for what felt like hours and hours, crying and shaking until I heard my wife's alarm clock. The thumping stopped the instant the alarm went off. I crept into the master bedroom with the baby. What's wrong with you? My wife asked. I just had a bad dream, is all I could mutter out. Okay, well, give me the baby so I can feed her before work. I handed my wife the baby and she fed her like normal. I turned on every light in the house and made coffee for my wife. For some reason, just having her awake calmed my nerves enough to pretend like nothing happened. I walked her out to the car nervously with the baby in my arms. I asked her not to leave until I walked back into the house. She was put off by the request, but did humor me. Once I was safely in the house, I locked the door again, and in the house, I sat horrified until she got home. I insisted we go to the next town over and stay the weekend at my brother's house. And here I sit horrified while she sleeps in the guest room with our daughter, wondering why they stopped when the alarm went off. I think I know the answer. I was aware of black-eyed kids, but she wasn't. Every experience I've ever read about them is from someone who already knew about them. Maybe just the knowledge of black-eyed kids existing is the reason why they visit. That's pretty interesting theory, and it may be true. What did I miss? What's up, Simone? How are you? Nick, you and Teresa have a wonderful anniversary. Let her know that I wish her a happy anniversary as well, please, brother. Nor do you want any visits from Jimmy from the woods. What's up, Tyler? How are you? Maybe they talk so old-fashioned because they're, like I don't know, maybe they went through a portal and maybe something, I don't know. It's a good question. Savage Lunatic, not much, 41 minutes. What's up, Autistic? How are you? Yeah, time to them might be much different. No Jimmy's for me either. Like, I don't know. I've always kind of, the fuck was that? I always thought they were maybe from the past. Who knows? Whose birthday is it? Savage? Happy birthday, everyone. Is it your birthday, Savage? Autistic, I'm glad you're with us too. Soul Harvester, how are you? Pumpkinhead is an awesome flick, man. I love Pumpkinhead. I remember watching that movie. I watched Pumpkinhead when I was 13 years old, and in the same night I watched Pumpkinhead, I listened to King Diamond for the first time. Caden, I bet you could eat a whole cheesecake. Pumpkinhead's an awesome movie. It's like so like a B-rated movie, but not, because they did it well. They really did it well. Anki, I put my email in. I'll put it in for you. I took my baby girl trick-or-treating. I'm glad she had a lot of fun. Did she get a lot of candy? Enki, my email address is right between Vicky Parker and Stacy Brooks. Vicky Parker, happy Halloween. Brandy, Hardith, how are you? Return of the Living Dead, good movie. Haven't seen it in a long time, though. I want candy, too. Enki, it's in, if you go to the channel and you watch one of the videos, it's in the description of every video, brother. Or sister. It's hard to know. Like, I hope you're a brother or sister. Maybe not. Maybe a creature. I don't know. I'm just kidding. All right. This Labyrinth with David Bowie was freaking sick. Labyrinth was a great flick. Bye. Dude, I keep hearing shit out there and no one's here. Like, it's just me in the house tonight. Let me see if it's Fat Boy. There he is. Come here, buddy. Come here. He moved off the couch and laid back down. Saw it in the theater when I first came out. Punk. Oh shit! In the theater. Hopefully, it's not the crackheads. Better not be. Planters, man. What's up, Planters guy? Halloween Towns. Oh shit. That's nostalgic, man. Enjoy those times while you have them, Tyler. Enjoy them. What's up, Eric? How are you? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. I have no idea. I know it's probably someone looking for $20, but I ain't paying. You're gonna have to pay me. I'm just fucking kidding. That's gross. All right. This is Happy out. Enki, are you leaving? Don't leave. It does go by so fast. It's so crazy, man. I wish I could turn back. I wish I could turn back the time, but then I'd still have to be with my ex-wife, and I don't want that. I wish I could just have the kids for 18 and 16 years by myself and just like exclude her for those years. Just like, shh, bye, bitch. Ha. All right. This is Dis Heifer. This is Dis Heifer's experience. What's up, Monty? Summer of 83. I hope Dis is still here with us. Dis, are you still here? All right, Dis is still here. She is a dog man. What are you talking about, Chief? She's a dog man, and her new boyfriend's a fucking creature too. Anyway. Summer of 1983. Born at 4:45 a.m. in the year of 1967, I almost lost my life. I'd come into the world with lungs full of mucus, leaving me close to death. In truth, I was close to death that my nanny had pulled out the Bible and started to write my name under the deaths. I don't know if she received a phone call or if the Holy Spirit whispered in her ear to stop, but she had inked out the 4 letters of my first name and then stopped. I never found out which, but the firstborn of the 3 came home to a warm house and a loving family Thanksgiving. Over the years, I have been in accidents where I should have died. Seeing time slow down, avoiding a situation that would have led me to striking my head on a rock and killing me. Time slowed down and something righted my balance and my feet when time sped up again. I was off like a shot. I loved to run in those days, when you're in the space and it's just you and God and the world is far behind. I miss those days. I've seen spirits of the angry dead, commanded them in Jesus' name to go lay down, and though I felt for a young man, it was his playing with Satan and making deals he was not prepared to live up to is what cost him his life and maybe his eternal soul. I pray not. If you are aware of the Peanuts gang, then you will no doubt know who Pigpen is, and that the cloud of dust that moved when he moved. I witnessed something like that scurry down the doorway of the place I used to live in, and up the wall past the top of my curtains, up into my sister's bedroom when we lived in a duplex, back out into her room, down my wall, and back to wherever it came from. It was real, it was dark, and it was an angry entity, and me and all while laying in the recliner, being still as the Lord God instructed. One night I dreamed I was running out in the woods in a coal mining town called Red Town, which I lived sister to Brownstown, both owned by the Leechburg Mining Company, to find the entire town had been taken up in a dark storm cloud shaped like an uninvited foreign object. if you hear what I am saying, I stand here in the yard looking around that everyone was gone and then yelled at God, "Wait, don't forgive me, God, you're leaving me behind." Hearing me, the clouds stop, and as I'm waiting to be drawn up into it, I hear God tell me, "I'm not leaving you behind. I didn't forget you. I'm leaving you here as a warrior, a protector." In that instant, I knew he loved me and had not forgot me. I was to be a warrior and a protector, and I have been. I've taken friends into the special place and have fought their battles, sometimes with words, sometimes with my fists, but most of the time I have covered them in prayer, and they have never known it. I came off as a distant and to degree I am, but I sneak in on them in prayer, in stealth mode, if you will. They never the wiser. It isn't that the way it should be. I've seen my share of car accidents, UFO entities, almost died giving birth, and took a hard punch from a raggedy Rana, but I'm still here to tell you this tale with both eagles flying high. It was a hot summer night in September of '83 when the thing that hides in the darkness poked its head into my world, and I have not been the same since. I was 15 that summer, and our moms had just left for bingo when all 8 of us had come out to play in the cool of the evening air. We spilled out into the gravel road, of which we only had one, and beginning to ride our bikes, playing chase, playing tag, and taking the innocence of our lives that was about to be shattered for granted. In a day, though our moms, 4 of them, were gone to bingo, we were not left to our own devices. Red Town had many adults, and several would step out of their houses and check on us, then dip back in to the light of the rabbit-eared televisions. I understand why I believe this happened. Let me take you on my journey. We had, being country, no doubt, a pear tree, a red tart cherry tree beside the church. My nanny had 2 peach trees in her side yard. There was a red delicious tree, 2 green apple trees, which was in my nanny's yard. My point, plenty of food. We played hard in those days because in my time, no one wanted to be inside. And time we did go in was for water or rest. Of course, being kids, we got loud and kicked back outside for making underarm fart noises. And when we all cracked up, the adults in the house told us to go, that we were being too loud to go outside. We walked out into the front screen porch. It was grown, pointing out the need to be oiled. Across the long covered screen porch, down the 4 steps, which were covered, as well as the yard and slight incline, we gathered the circle and laughed and played again. After a few minutes, we broke up. I lied on the side of the grass, propped up on my elbow, jokes passing among us. From my godmother's porch, 2 of my playmates, older brother, who at the time sported an afro, stood with his then girlfriend watching us. I'm not sure why, but I looked up at the full moon and for a second smiled at the fullness. It was then that the moon filled with a reddish brown hair and screamed, "Run." And we went into someone's porch, but not inside the house. Never looking back, just running. So there we were all lined up against the wall, looking in the direction of which we had came, trying to see what was there. From the porch we had just left, a head slowly rose up as though to see where we were, and then lowered back down. And we thought it was just the eldest brother with the afro. But as we called out to him, he never answered. After a bit, a low growl or a clearing of phlegm from the throat started in the direction of the red delicious apple tree that was beside the open window of the living room from which we had just left. Being kids, we called out one more time. Then one of my male friends slipped off the porch across the gravel yard onto the rock-covered road and picked up a rock and threw it in the direction where the noise was coming from. In return, a rock comes out of the darkness and lands in the road, and another male friend repeats the same as the first friend did. It hits a house, and the thing in the darkness growls even louder, and it is loud enough to sound mean and angry. And it was at this time we all started crying. For our benefit, the thing made enough mean and hateful noises that it got the attention of the man in the house we had just left. In his pajamas, robe, and slippers, he walked out of the house with confidence of being a man on a mission. He walked down the steps to the incline and slipped into the darkness. It was then that we saw his rifle. If you ever been in the woods and everything goes quiet, then you understand what I tell you. When I saw the type of quiet covered Redtown like a thick quilt, our hearts stopped beating. Then we all hollered when two loud shotgun blasts screamed hot and angry into the night. Our hearts skipped when the same man came running out of the darkness like the devil was chasing him. Not long after that, our mothers arrived home to find us all standing in the kitchen of the house crying, and the man sitting at the table rubbing his head, saying, when asked, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. To keep this story short, this was not short. I'm just fucking with you. I will tell you this. We never had an experience like this again. And after comparing notes, this thing had been tapping on the windows and throwing rocks at several people. But when you're in the country, you just keep walking until you get to your house. As kids, we were terrified, never really played outside in the dark again like we used to. I don't think we ever did. But the moral of the story is you can't let being afraid keep you from living. No one can control your life. It's in God's hands. But what you can do is be prepared for whatever walks into your world. So this, did he ever tell you that he connected with this? Did that shot connect? What's up, Robert Sharp? How are you? I'm doing good, Sammy. How are you? Thanks for joining us tonight. Did you see it? How are you? Teresa, thank you for joining us. What's up, Five Rings? How are you? Eunice, how are you? That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if he connected and if it fucking came back out at him, you know? Robert Sharp, have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us tonight, brother. Be safe and don't let your meat loaf. Sounds good, Enki. Okay. I see now. I see now, said the blind man. What's up, G. Andrews? How are you? We're drama free. This channel is always drama free. What are you talking about? I don't pick any fights with people. I will. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna start creating a couple of mods that I really know won't. I don't want to have people take advantage of being a mod, so I'm gonna have to go through. I know you wouldn't, dude from Texas, and everyone else, but I just want to make sure that everyone, you know what I mean. What's up, Jesus? How are you? Hold up, wait a minute. I got some coconut cream pie. Ooh wee! My cat just farted. I went up to where Tom Mezek disappeared today, neck, and it was fucking weird. I literally got out of the car. It was cold out. It was really cold, and I had a warm sweater on, and I was still cold. I got up the wash. It was dead silent. I was able to put one. I only brought one of the trail cams with me. I'm gonna go up, not tomorrow, but the next day, and grab the SD card out and check it, and put another SD card in, and then put another camera up, and then leave it up for a while. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. No bakes are good. No bake cookies are good. Daniel, I don't know if you've heard the one of the craziest experiences I've ever had on my channel was just big news. Jesse's experience just brought me to my core. In Hardith, yes, I do. I do carry a firearm with me when I go. No, I go armed. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'll show you what I bring. This is what I bring with me. Yes, it's a Caltech. Yep. Daniel, I hope you enjoy it. Bring it to the range and shoot it as much as you can, because it's your constitutional right. It's a 12 gauge, Mark. Yeah, it's a shotgun, 12 gauge. The VR's good. No, this one only holds 7. This isn't the double. This doesn't have the double tube. So it's only got the single tube. There's some that hold I think it's like 14. Me neither, Shackle. Me neither. It fucking drove me insane. I actually played the experience for my mom, and she was just like, "Oh my god." Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely fun. You know, dude from Texas, I've got what is it? It's not a Mossberg, but it's Stevenson. I think it's made by Mossberg, but they're like $187 shotgun, but the fucker it's an amazing shot. And it's a nice gun, too. Monty, have a wonderful evening, brother. Be safe. Happy Halloween. The Maverick 88. Yup. That's exactly what it is, too. Stevenson Ismit. Yeah. It's a cheap gun, but it's freaking they actually make a lot of like little attachments for it, like a heat shield, a couple other little things. And you can get them like on Amazon, for Christ's sakes. Units, there's two different uploads for Jesse. The second one, he wanted to give like an update, or not an update, but like because he failed to, he didn't realize that he didn't give a description of it, and he wanted to thank everybody. "12 gauges will stop anything. Not anything. They're not going to stop a car. 4.58 will, but I really think that with the shots that I use will definitely stop something. Absolutely, rockin' steady. A gun is a tool. The way I look at it is a gun is a tool, and as long as it's not a high point and it does its job, it's good to go. I fucking hate high points, though. Danny, silver, more or less, that's like a myth. Dogmen can be killed. They've been killed many times. %, Enki, 100%. If it bleeds, it dies. The Webley MK2, yeah. I wouldn't mind checking out to see if the Fort Scott's munition, a company that should fucking sponsor me, Fort Scott's, if you're listening. No, but if I wouldn't mind shooting a Dogman with a Fort Scott's just to see if it would take it down, because it took down a black bear and a hog. I imagine crawlers bleed. I bet you their blood's green, though. That's what I would do. I would shoot one right in the freaking kneecap. Bow! Then it's not going to be able to run. And then shoot its other kneecap out. And then shoot it right in the dick. Bow! Rockin' steady. They're right in the taint. Ooh. God, my taint just like fucking went like that. I was like, ee. Fucking Tyler right in the taint, she says. Yee. Yeah, boy. Something shrank and something kind of fucking hit a little bit. Oh, here we go. I want to tell you about the time I saw an unexpected figure, and it was really scary. Fuck, I meant to skip that ad. Sorry. All right. I want to tell you about the time I saw an unexpected figure, and it was really scary. It was the summer of 2008. We lived in Brooklyn, New York. It was around 7 p.m., so it was pretty light out. My brother and I were walking home from this Mexican restaurant that we used to go to, and we were cutting through an alleyway on our way home. We saw this human-like figure to our right. It was in a tree, and we were both like, WTF, that's really weird. So we just kept talking, and it jumped out of the tree and landed right at the base of the tree. Then it straightened up. It was about 6 feet tall, pure black. It looked more like a really tall, thin human, but it had a canine-like face, and it was terrifying. And it had these curled horns, like a goat. It also had very long fingers. It was kind of hunched over, but I could just feel it look into my soul. I honestly don't know what it was. I have for the longest time thought that it could have been a demon, but it gets scarier from here. So my brother and I both see it, and we lock eyes on the ground. We don't want to make eye contact with it, so we start walking away a bit faster. And we are talking about whatever we could talk about to not even acknowledge it. So we turned the corner, and right in front of us was this building that had a tin roof, and we could hear it land on the top of the roof. We could hear it turning the corner of the roof with us. We looked at each other, and we both just started running all the way home. I don't put a lot of merit into religious things personally, but I always thought that this very well could have been a demon. Sammy, good night. What's up, Jody? I don't know what I'm talking about, Milton. Okay. I never said I was an expert, but apparently you are. David Thompson, have a good night. Stevens is made by Savage. I said I think Stevens was made by Mossberg. I never said, and actually, if you go and re-listen to it, Einstein, you'd hear me say that because someone said Mossberg, and then I said, I have a Stevens. I think they're made by Savage. I never said it was 100%, dickhead. And if you don't like that, you can leave. What's up, Patriotic Yank? How are you? Dude from Texas, that was me and your conversation, wasn't it? Where I said, I think. I bet you he's an expert at living in his mom's basement and playing with his taint. What y'all think about that? Little Horse Reynolds, how are you? Happy Halloween. Marissa, happy Halloween. Well, did you see it? I don't create the drama. There's drama channels are ones that create it. I don't create it. If someone's coming in this and they're going to be a jerk, I'm going to be a jerk back. There's a difference. You know that. Come on. Oh, rockin' steady. Well, I'm glad you're joining us, Patriotic Yank. Thank you. Did you see it? All the taints should duck and cover. I thought you were gonna put like all the taints because all I could see because something there was like a line above it, and I thought it said like I thought you were gonna say all the taints should be duct taped or something. DL, have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Be safe. My cousin and I had just finished eating dinner and playing a round of golf. It was June 21st, 2012, in Superior, Wisconsin. We were driving on a 2-lane road that leads back into the east side of our city. As we turned right at the corner that led back into the main street, we drove another 100 feet until on the right side of the road, I saw an 8 to 9 foot figure that was walking into the edge of the forest located under the streetlight. I immediately hit the brakes, unsure of what it was. My cousin, who was in the passenger seat, looked as shocked as I was. I yelled, "I think that was an alien." The car came to a stop and my cousin yelled, "Go, go, go." I sped up and my eyes were tearing up as I couldn't believe what I had just seen. My cousin said, "I thought I was seeing things." I replied, "No, I saw it too." We drove to the apartment, which was nearby, still shocked and startled. I immediately called some friends. They came and picked me up and drove us back to the spot where I saw the figure. I explained what happened to them, and we drove back to the location. Some brush looked to be parted where something had walked through it. I made a call to the local authorities. The figure stood 8 to 9 feet tall, rounded, crown-shaped head. The head was as big as a human abdomen. The figure was somewhat muscular. It had large eyes, but not stereotypical alien-like. Long legs, and it did not seem to have started whatsoever. Started? You too, Celeste. Thank you for joining us. That's what I startled. Mr. Rollins, how are you? It didn't seem to have the long legs, and it did not seem to have startled whatsoever. Didn't seem to have been startled whatsoever. Oh man, open coloring book. You're with us. That's all that matters. Craig, what's going on? How are you tonight, brother? Josie and the Pussycats, Caden. Don't you know? Lovely. No, he did not. Dude from Texas, I covered that story 4 years ago when it happened. His name was Christopher Whiteley. His name was Christopher Whiteley. It happened in 2021 is when it happened. And I made about 6 videos on it and dug deep. I actually called the Hood County Police Department and the Lipen Conservation Department as well. That other little channel made like a 7-minute video. Like they did a ton. Yeah, it's an old story. And there's a channel, people have tagged me in it to watch it. And the channel literally made it like they read word for word. Actually, you want to know what's crazy is they never mentioned that there was a nickel-sized hole in his chest right here. And Craig, I'll hook you up with some candy. And so about 2 months later, the woman in Colorado who was killed and her dogs weren't, had a similar nickel-sized hole in her chest as well. I would go back to 2021, Lovely. And it's Lipin, Texas, Hood County. There's a bunch of them. No takedown marks from dogs. There was nothing. The nearest sighting of a mountain lion was 200 miles away, like years prior. Harry FO. I haven't noticed any patterns. No. It's almost like they're opportunistic, I think. You know what I mean? They're not like a serial killer, or they don't have like a set plan. I think more or less these creatures are opportunistic. Actually, dude from Texas, that story is what got me on Sean Atwood's channel when he wanted to interview me, and did. What's up, Suji? How are you? Happy Halloween. Lovely. That was actually brought up after the whole fact. That was brought up like a year and a half later. That was after everything was done, to be honest. That was after like the argument between the sheriff department and the animal control or conservation. Yeah, there's tons of them. Loveland Frog is in Loveland. Not sure. I don't think they migrate. Dark Waters, thank you, brother. Holy shit, happy Halloween. I don't think they migrate. I think they move, obviously. They, I don't think they have like a certain travel pattern. But that's my view. I think they definitely will, travel. Obviously, Taylor, Mississippi is a highway for them, like when James and I, Dark Waters and I, were talking about the watersheds. He was the one that brought that up to me, and he and I got into a really amazing conversation about it. I don't think the cold bothers them. I don't think the cold bothers them. Thanks, Patriotic Inc. I got this at the Bigfoot Fest. Me and Shackleneck went together. My cat just fell off the table. Dark Waters, happy Halloween, brother. I hope your day is going well. Thank you for joining us tonight. We talked a little bit this week. We're probably going to do something together. We got a plan coming up for y'all, and I think that you guys will like it. They're built for extreme conditions. Exactly, 100%. Shout out Nova. Trevor Brown, how are you? Tommy, you're good to go, brother. You're here. That's all that matters. That's my cat. My cat fell off the couch today. He was all comfy and took a dump, like not took a dump, but took a dump off the couch. Not a man. Sorry. Nicola, how are you? Happy Halloween. Yeah, I mean, I think but because, what's up, Shelly? How are you? Just because they use like pole lines to travel isn't migration. That's just travel, like if I'm going to walk a pole line, I'm not migrating somewhere. I'm just traveling. Like a migration is to go south or to go north. I think Bigfoot might, maybe, because they're more apt, like they're more humanesque. Patriotic Inc. You do not want a Maine Coon cat. Their pains right in the asses. Lovely. I think he was killed by a dog man. I really do. Um, I think that whatever killed the woman in Colorado 2 months later, like she had the same mark in her chest, like something pushed. It was almost like it grabbed him and just pushed his nail through his chest. It was the whole of the size of a nickel. And then 2 months later, there was a woman who had taken her dog, two dogs, excuse me, little dogs, right? Took them for a walk, and the husband got home. The two dogs are waiting outside. He's like, "What the hell? These guys are never outside by themselves." And he like someone finds her dead with that hole right there, and um no, it wasn't a puncture like a tooth. It was like it was the size of a nickel. And so then they said that she had been killed by a black bear and its two cubs. And I was like, that's weird because the black bear and the two cubs were seen away from, and also that black bear would have killed the two dogs too. The two little cubs would have mobbed up on the little doggies. It was just a really weird experience. Gina, how are you? Or Jeannie? Ginny? I don't know that case. Is that new open coloring book? Did it just recently happen? Because in 2020, a year ago, I then I might not have looked at it like it was a case then. Because there are channels that, and I'm not downing any channel, okay, but there are channels out there that will create a narrative around an attack. Like there was a guy who was killed in Alabama this summer, and I had heard that this random channel said that it was a dog man, and that he had people that said it was a dog man. Yet there was a video of the guy getting killed by dogs. you know? So I don't know. People don't get spiked. Jesse is that's the saddest experience I've ever heard. The guy in Oregon, yeah. And that account was crazy because what's up, Justin? The guy who was collecting mushrooms, like he said clearly, it was the biggest wolf I had ever seen, and it had glowing golden eyes. And then the government, like it was just a clusterfuck. You know, the government said they found out about the case on Facebook 3 days after it happened, but the hospital should have notified them. It was just really strange. Yeah, being mauled by anything would suck. Imagine getting mauled by a mob of squirrels. I think they did take it down, or they made him, or the government made him take it down. Because I reached out to him, and I got like a that thing, like he was gonna message me back, and nothing, and then it was down, and now he's making like he's posting these like weird. He's not even talking about the attack, like it never happened. I just went to my high school reunion and chatted with my old neighbor and best friend, Ash. She said, "Do you remember that pig faced monster we saw?" I looked back at her with shock as the horrible memory flooded back. I must have been so terrified I had blocked it out. "Oh, yeah, I remember. We used to live on a secluded dirt road, well, in the middle of a 40-acre plot away from the road. Our property joined a huge state park at the back, 25 miles from the nearest town in Missouri. We were about 13, so around 2003. We were babysitting our younger siblings, so it was us and four younger ones. Our parents were out for the night. Obviously, we were no strangers to the woods. We knew the whole property well and would even walk to 2 miles between our houses. We were free range kids. So it's way past dark, but we have a pole light by the house. It's summer, so it feels great outside. We're all playing tag and hide and seek and running around. I ran around the corner of my house and I saw something white, like a flash, run behind a propane tank. Then the well house. Our backyard was clear beside the small well house and the propane tank. The woods are probably 150 yards away, so not a lot of places for an animal to hide. Ash saw it too. The kids are still playing, and we thought it was a stray dog, even though this thing was crazy fast, way faster than a dog. Up until that point, we had no reason to fear anything in the woods. We don't have large predators. So we're like, "Oh, poor dog, let's check on him." We sprint over around the well house and see a crouched white thing. I remember its hands were long, fingered hands. It had matted and dirty, smelled like death and shit. My mind couldn't quite comprehend its face, but it had a long, kind of upturned nose with no hair on its face, like a snarling dog pig. I don't even really remember its eyes, but I think they were black, maybe yellow. All I know is they looked evil and inspired fear. At that moment, we screamed and ran. and the thing dashed off into the woods. As I looked over my shoulder, the kids hear us scream and know something's wrong. We scream into the house and we lock the doors. I couldn't keep my eyes off the back windows ad like I didn't want to see it, but I had the kids to protect, so I felt like I needed to know where it was. We were just scared, pumped with adrenaline, and couldn't speak about it. We got the kids calmed down into bed finally, and I talked with Ash, and she saw the same thing as I. The kids got home, and we broke down freaking out, crying, pointing at the well house. My stepdad even went out with a gun. We were adamant, and they told us it was probably a feral hog, and we were just tired or something. We didn't tell anyone at school and never brought it up again. After the reunion, I asked my brother, who was 6 years younger than me, about 7, if he remembered that night we saw the monster at Mom's old house. He said no, and I started talking about how I forgot about it until Ash brought it up, and about how we saw the thing run behind the well house. He interrupts me and says, "Was it white?" I said, "Yeah." He asks, "Did it have the face of a weird, like, dog?" I nodded. His eyes got big and basically starts yelling, "Oh my God, I saw that thing down the road from there a few years ago," and freaking out, visibly goosebumps on his arm. He says he was driving the dirt road with his girlfriend at the time, hauling ass like always, but on a real rocky patch, he would hit the brakes and drive slow. He saw something in his headlights standing about 10 feet from the ditch, so he thought someone put a weird statue out there. But its eyes followed them and its face was sweaty. It was all white but muddy. It had the face of a dog with long fingered hands. It stood on 2 legs, at least 6 feet tall. Its eyes followed him as he passed it, and he looked in the rear view and saw it dash away into the trees. His girlfriend asked him if he asked his girlfriend if she saw it, and she just nodded. They never spoke of it again, and he never told anybody. He said he kind of blocked it out until I brought up the monster at Mom's. I did stop playing in the woods after that day in 2003, started doing sports and teenage things. Ash stopped walking to my house, and we grew apart. Now my brother and I are creeped out as hell. I think I'll call my mom and ask her about this. There was, speaking of Dear Lady, there was a town in Canada at one time that had multiple deer man sightings, and it was spotted by everyone from the priest to. Has anyone asked you if you think Skinwalker Ranch might be an entrance to a dumb or something like Dulce? Um, it might be. It might be, but things have been going on there well before like the 30s and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe it's an interesting premise. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, definitely. Janie, how are you? What is a dumb? It's a deep underground military base. Dulce is one. There's a couple of other ones that are really known. There's a couple in New Mexico. What's up, Andy Davis? How are you? Yeah, there's a town in Canada that had a whole experience. I've got it saved. Hang on. Dear man of all right. So, and I did a bunch of videos on it too. I'll have to find the. There was a town. It was I forget the name of the town, but the pastor of the town, the police officers, it had been seen at like the train loading depot and stuff like that. It was really interesting. They're still pump your gas for you, and they haven't pumped gas in New York in a long time. I miss that. What's up, Michael? How are you? Yes, lovely, I am. Not like drastically, but I have things that, like obviously firearms, ammunition, MREs. I have energy sources and stuff like that. I could probably survive. Me, my kids could probably survive. Like if anything went down. Plus our basement where we live, our basement has a sub basement. So there's like a basement and then a sub basement under that. So we have that too. So I could probably survive for like 3 months. The Ojibwe have Patriotic Ink. The Ojibwe have a version of the Navajo Skinwalker called the Bear Walker. Yeah, it's 12:42 in upstate New York. Liz, how are you? Thanks, lovely. I would try to figure out a way of doing it, of doing the channel still. If shit hit the fan, I'd be like, we got to figure out a way of doing the channel. I wouldn't know what to do with my life if I didn't have this channel, to be honest with you. I'm doing well, Liz. I'm doing well. Thank you for becoming a member. I did that, Steve. I've heard about that. That'd be sick if we used a ham radio for the show. If like YouTube ever crashes, I'm gonna get a ham radio and we're gonna have to figure it out. What about the most dangerous? Oh, Larry Lindman pumping up the dad joke. The most dangerous walker of all would be the street walker, the old lot lizard. Bloodstone, have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe. I have a portable handheld. I've been looking for a good handheld radio. $20 is $20, guys. I don't think anybody's Oh, it's snowing out right now, it says. Fuck, it's cold. It says 35 and snow. $20 is $20. That echoed. Thanks, Liz. $20. $5 make you holla. What movie was that from? That was that fucking fuck. It was with Sean Penn. I hope not. Cowboy Five Rings. If you go to my main channel page and it says like video, playlist, community, you know, like where the community post is, where I post stuff, right next to that is membership. And you click on that, and I think that's how you do it. Full Metal Jacket. That's what it was. My radio handle. Well, I would steal it. I would steal my radio handle from my favorite 80s movie, and I would use the old pump up the volume because we'd be using a ham radio. So I would just go with Happy Harry Hard On. Fuck you, Rockin' Steady. I'm finishing his book. Oh, Rockin' Steady, thank you for increasing your membership too. I appreciate that. I was like, no way, dude. Come on. Thank you. Much love, brother. Much love. All right, I got a couple more experiences. Elizabeth, how are you? Well, Elizabeth Snow, to be honest with you, the pop-up channels, like I like to call them, are just not real. They're not researchers. If they use a fake voice, they're definitely not real. And they were created from AI, I think. Like my channel, Dark Waters, Steve from How to Hunt, some of the other channels like that are good channels to listen to. But like those little pop-up ones and they have the fake voice where Judy saw this Dogman and it was in her backyard. I could not believe it was doing that. Yeah, that's really cool, Shelly. Not anything to you, but I don't care about those people. They're a joke. Sean Penn wasn't. Who was in Full Metal Jacket? Are you sure Sean Penn wasn't in Full Metal Jacket? Because he was in a fucking movie like that, I thought. Thin Red Line? What was he in? Military movie with Sean Penn. Thin Red Line. That's what I was thinking of too. Yeah.
Have you ever saw the Dogman and it came running through the woods? If you ever get scared, don't go to these woods. You will get touched.
It would take me a long time, Patriotic Inc., to be honest with you. I mean, I'd still do the research and shit, but I just wouldn't share it with anybody. I don't think there's an increase, Elizabeth. I think what's going on with experiences is now that the internet has reached, like, we are at a plateau, and more people are coming out and sharing. There's a lot of there. You hear these encounters, but no one ever includes a date. You know what I mean? So, like, you could hear this really crazy encounter, like Jesse's encounter, that happened in '88. But if I were to say, if I said it and didn't say a date, people would be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened." Jesse, good. How are you? I just watched a I just watched a I just watched a video on RL Emery Gunny. There was like a YouTube funny video on that. I like that show, Steve. I think the terror in the woods is pretty interesting. Oh, it's my snake that keeps making noise. That's what I keep hearing all night. I keep hearing this whacking, whacking. No, Hardeth, nothing new. I was born in. What is the link between the paranormal and? Joe, I'll get back to you on that. I'm going to look into it. No, I have 3 pythons. And my big girl, she's about 5 feet, and I got to get her a new tank because she's in a 75-gallon tank right now. So I got to move her into a 100-gallon. Hey, Kelly Sanford, how are you? It's snowing in upstate New York too. Actually, we were just talking about that. That's crazy. So I've got the my big ball python. I've got an albino paisley black ball python, and another just albino python. 8-foot rat snake. Holy shit! Are rat snakes black, Justin? They're black, right? Ooh, king snakes. I like king snakes. They're awesome. Yeah, I've seen a black rat snake before. They're pretty awesome. They coil up like a cobra, kind of. There was this snake. I don't know if it was a rat snake, but me and my friends were, we were on the trails one night, and we were just walking on the pole lines, smoking a little bit of weed, and it was when we were kids, and this black snake was coiled up in the on the pole line. It was a hot day, so the sand was cooling off, but it was still warm. But it sat up and it looked like a friggin' cobra. Scared the shit out of me and my friends. Milk snakes look like rat snakes as juveniles? No kidding. Mark Hayes, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining. That's 5 rings. I think. Mark Hayes is 5 rings, right? Queen of Peace, how are you? Damn. An indigo snake? Are they in New York, in upstate New York? This thing was sick, dude. It was pretty cool looking. Like, all my friends were like, that's a cobra. And I'm like, or a puff adder, maybe. Yeah. My friends are idiots, though. I don't know. I'm glad that show's off the air, though. Mountain Monsters was just it gave cryptozoology a real bad name. She was 32 years old. Holy shit. You like that voice change there, Queen of Peace? I'm mocking the AI channels. It was pretty funny, though. It was funny. My favorite character was the Jeff. Wasn't there the fat guy that was Jeff? Yeah, it was the Three Stooges looking for freaking Bigfoot. Buck. Who was my favorite character in that goddamn show? I'll have to tell you. Hang on. No. Mountain Monsters. Cast. Jeff, the old guy. Jeff Headley. When he got freaking possessed. Remember he got possessed and he had that thing in his throat? They're like, what is that? The Black Witch from the Black Forest did that to him. What happened? I knew that was you, 5 rings. I knew that was you, Mark. Hell yeah, thank you, brother. It was like a badly written freaking like shitty Stephen King novel, not written by Stephen King. You know, I thought about Joe. I thought about your experience that you shared with us, that you had me share last week, with that fucking bat-like monster that came out of the swamp. Not cool. Oh, okay. This is a subscriber. I haven't seen Libra since Saturday. She was, Tracy, how are you? She changed her avatar face. This was a subscriber paranormal experience. So we'll kind of end the live stream with this, talk a few minutes more after, and then end it because it's almost 1. The story takes place in Western Massachusetts 5 years ago. I was driving to work bright and early in the morning, and the SUV next to me was in the right turn only lane. I was in the straight line while we were waiting for the light to change. I didn't think much of it or look at the SUV or the driver until the light changed, and they also tried going straight. At that point, I looked over as they were basically trying to run me off the road and go straight, veering into me. I was going to honk, but then a middle-aged lady was driving, jerked her head to the side, looked right at me, and her whole face morphed into this terrifying face. I don't know how to describe it. It was elongated and looked awful and terrifying, like the screen painting by Edward Munch, but way more terrifying. It was like she decided to show me what she really was and changed in a flash. I slammed on my brakes. She or it cut in front of me and ended up taking the very next right turn just to get away from her car. Parked on the side of the road to catch my breath. I don't do drugs. I sometimes have a couple of beers after work, but nothing crazy. I've never seen anything like this before or after, and I've been too scared to mention it to anyone but my husband for fear of being called crazy. I saw her face change right before my eyes, and to this day, absolutely certain of what I saw. The feeling that came over me was absolute terror. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Was absolute terror, and the look she gave me was certainly menacing. Has anyone ever experienced anything like that? Instead of a grin, her open mouth expression with a threat, a pissed off look. But the mouth and the entire eye area was black. Oh, damn. Liz, I was organizing my bookshelf the other day, and I put your books, I stacked your books on one pile, like all the freaking awesome books that you gave me, the Steve Quayle books. I think my favorite one that you gave me would be where is it? This one right here. If you guys ever want to read a really good book, this book right here, The Black Awakening, The Rise of the Satanic Super Soldiers in the Coming Chaos. It was written by an author who is in the same kind of group as Steve Quayle. And then there's another, the God's Ghostbusters. God's Ghostbusters. If you guys want to get a really good book too, bam. You did. You did. I love them. I used to love opening them because I got all excited. I was like, oh shit. Tom Horn did pass away. All right. I really didn't. After last week, I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to put a number up and have it get ruined by trolls. So I'm going to figure out a way of doing it where I can have people not, you know what I mean? Who's Tom Horn? Holy shit. Tom Horn is um he's a researcher of God. He not a preacher. How would you Hey Lisa, how are you? Happy Halloween. I guess Tom Horn, like he's like Steve Quayle, but better. Um I'm trying to think of how to explain him. He's kind of like a preacher, but he teaches about like a preacher teacher, and he teaches you about like the evilness. Yeah, she passed away a while ago. She was very sick for a long time though. More like a prophet. I don't know if he was a prophet. That's giving him a lot of props on that. He was good at what he did. Yeah, most definitely. Fantastic at what he did. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. He never that's something good. He never Steve Quayle or Tom Horn never claimed to be um experts in any field. Nick Redfern claims to be an expert though. I've never read Steph Young's books. I'll have to check those out. Melody Page, shame on you for being late. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for joining us. Russ Dizdar. Never heard of him. Maybe I have. Let me see what book he wrote. Books. Dizdar, author. That's the book I literally just said that book. Elsa, I literally just showed you guys his book. Steve, I don't know. Maybe in I don't know. Not in my mix. Yeah, Liz got me into Mrs. Sisney got me into all of that good stuff. Lovely. No, I didn't get a P.O. box set up, but if you ever want to email me, I can give you my address. I don't know if I buy into the remote viewers. That's just my own thing. I don't know if I buy into it just cause but that's my own belief. I'm not saying it's Wait, the guy who wrote that book passed away? Russ Dizdar passed away? He was young, right? He couldn't have been too old. Dude, he was only 65. Holy shit. Yeah, Matthew Perry died right freaking on our live stream, like the night of my Saturday night live stream. I read smut. That's something that I brought up a while ago. Think about all the people that are truth bringers that are dying or are sick. You know, like there was a bunch of people that were just mentioned that have passed away and that tried to bring the truth and passed away, which is just insane. I haven't talked to Victor in about a month and a half. Michael, yeah, I do believe that's what it is. I don't know too much about it, to be honest with you. It people may, I don't know a lot about remote viewing. I just know I don't buy into it. I'm not gonna down it in any way, just in case it is, you know what I mean? Um, but I don't know. Yeah, lovely. Like that kind of gets me like when you asked a psychic about a dog man, they don't really say yes or no. If they were, wouldn't they say yeah? Or are they not saying yes or no just in case? See what I'm saying? Like, because they probably, a psychic more or less, you don't know if a dog man exists truly until you've seen one 100%. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Matthew Perry was going to release his memoirs about Hollyweird? Really? His laptop was released or wiped out? What? That's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people. Three Enchanting, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. A lot of people have died because of like the vid related heart issues, which is messed up. 300 files deleted. That's crazy. Well, it's like that's why they killed Chester Bennington too. Andy Davis, what? Brittany Murphy's passing was sus too. Yeah. Chester Bennington was supposed to he was supposed to talk about Pizzagate and shit like that. Chris Cornell. Yup. And they were like boys too. Yeah, all sorts of fishy stuff, Anastasia B. I agree 100%. Shit gets real weird. This shit's real weird. And then Cornell, yeah, and then Chris Cornell did that concert in memory of him too. A freaking good shit. There's just way too much going on. We can't ignore it all. You know what I mean? Like that's why I like I changed first. That's why I changed the name. Yup, Melody Page. You're right, 100%. That's why I changed the name from Dogman Encounters with Jeff Nadolny to Dogman and Paranormal because there is so much more shit out there than we know, and it's all connected. Like it's all connected. It's like Kevin Bacon. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned David Carradine, Kevin Bacon's connected. Dogman, Dogman's connected to this, to that, to this, to that. It's all connected. Silver Fox, how are you? I read that, Anesthesia. I just read something about that Robin Williams thing. I think they killed Prince too. I really do, because like that one was weird as well. But the Brittany Murphy and her boyfriend shortly thereafter was real weird. Queen of Peace, yeah, I agree. Definitely a truth seeker and truth bringer. Jeff, do you think people who come forward about their encounters will be sought by government agents? No. Andrew Bourdain, yep. I don't think Gravity Cheeseburger, how the hell are you? I don't think I think some do, Joe, to be honest with you. I think certain ones do, but here's the thing is I've only seen a couple of weird things that have happened to me, and I've been doing this for 7 years, and I step on a lot of fucking toes. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let's Andy Davis, we'll play that Kevin Bacon game right now. Kevin Bacon game. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Here we go. Kevin Bacon to Dogman. Bam. The Oracle cannot find Dogman. So Kevin Bacon is not connected to Dogman. Let's see. Kevin Bacon to Tom Horn. Nope. Tom Horn cannot be. So Kevin Bacon is not that famous. Kevin Bacon is not that famous. He is not connected to Tom Horn, so fuck Kevin Bacon. Try Kevin Bacon to Werewolf. Kevin Bacon to Werewolf. Oracle cannot find Werewolf. Kevin Bacon, Marilyn Manson. Oh, we got one. Okay, Marilyn Manson has a Bacon number of 2. Marilyn Manson, Party Monster, John Stamos step into the movies with Derek and Juliana Ho with Kevin Bacon. Fuck Kevin Bacon. The Juice WRLD one was DMX. So was an Old Dirty Bastard. I don't know about the Keanu Reeves thing. I think if Keanu Reeves saw anything like that dude from Texas, I think Keanu Reeves would kind of be like, I think he would stop it, to be honest, or try to stop it, because he's too good of a guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's a real decent guy. The Werewolf, the Beast Among Us was good, yeah. For an under budgeted movie. Star Trek, he agrees. Open coloring book. Who did? Greg, happy Halloween. Keanu Reeves is a really nice guy, dude. He's fucking awesome. He knows shit, though. He knows shit. He just doesn't want any involvement in that shit. Silver Bullet's good. Yeah, what are country fries? I want to know. Country fries sound like that'd be good with sausage gravy. Anastasia, 100%. Wolfen is a great movie, Shackleneck. Fucking ain't right, that is. All right, Cyberpunk. Yeah, that's a good game. The clown said he's seen Keanu Reeves at parties in Hollywood, I heard. I don't buy that clown guy. I think he's a fucking clown, to be honest with you. I don't believe him. I believe a couple of things that he says, but I don't believe that he's I don't believe him at all. Hi Libra, how are you? Like he claims to be a barber and shit. He just like real weird to me. Like honestly, like he looks like a goober. Oh, did you like it? You liked it, Anastasia? It's freaking awesome, right? It's so cheesy. It's awesome. I don't know. He just looks like a goober to me. You know, he looks like he claims that he's done this and done that with these people and this people, and he just popped up out of the woodwork. You know, I mean, I think people can make stories up about who the fuck they want to be and never have any proof to it. You know, Libra Poets in the house. You know, that'd be like me saying, yes, it is Sawen, not Sam Hain, Sawen. Skip the ads, bam. But like it'd be like me saying, "Hey guys, I'm you know, like I start my channel. Let's say I just start my channel today, right? And all of a sudden I'm, you know, saying, you know, I used to work for the CIA and you know, this and that. There's too many people doing that shit nowadays. I don't know what to call him. He looks like a goober. He looks like a goofy goober. Little SpongeBob reference right there. Libra, I'm going to tell you why I didn't. I'm going to tell you why. It's because of last Saturday. Last Saturday was a shit show with trolls. And I was like, I've got to figure out a way of doing it to have the calls monitored because I don't want anyone to be, you know, calling in. Like Sanhoff isn't here tonight. And I'm really upset because like she's always at the live streams. So I want to figure out how we're going to do that without, because that was just ridiculous. Last weekend was ridiculous. They just kept coming in and coming in and coming in. It was horseshit. Michael Jordan. Boss Monster. Yeah, I want to figure out a way of doing it though. Oh, God. We'll figure it out. Melody Page, I honestly don't doubt that there's sacrifices in Hollywood 100%. But, like I could say that I did it. You know what I mean? Like I could be like, yeah, I was at this party a long time ago. And, like when I worked in Maine, I met Christina Ricci. I could be like, I went with Christina Ricci to a party in Hollywood and we were drinking baby's blood. I don't doubt that happens. I just don't believe the clown guy. I'd like Hillary Clinton. I believe Hillary Clinton is a product of demonology. That's just my own belief, though. Yeah, Patriotic Inc. That's who I'm talking about. Elsa, go for it. Everyone else does it. Shit. Well, I truly, truly believe that Hillary Clinton was the creation of L. Ron Hubbard and what's his name? Fuck. The guy that created Aerospace or Aero oh God, my brain. Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard in 1954 did some secret pact. Jeff, I'm sorry. I felt that maybe me repeating. I don't know, Andy. I don't know. I understand. Oh, exactly, Melody. Exactly. 100%. But you can, like, I'm just saying about the clown guy. He's saying true stuff, but I can say that true stuff too. I just, I'm not going to be like, yeah, I went to this party and stuff and this happened and this. And, like, you're going to talk about someone that's pretty much defamation of character, what they're doing. Just because he might not, you know what I mean? So anyway, I think it was in 54, Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard. I think she was born in 53, 54. Hang on, I'm going to type it in right now. Hillary Clinton, birthday. 47. Okay, here we go. L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons, secret ceremony. Black Magic and Betty. Babylon working, 1946. L. Ron Hubbard, John Whiteside Parsons performed a series of magical rituals aimed to incarnate a thematic goddess of Babylon. And then a year later, or less than a year later, Hillary Clinton is born. Boom. Be true. Jack Parsons is his name. Yeah, Liz knows. Is the thing going slow tonight? Because I've like read something and people are like still commenting Jack Parsons like I didn't say it. Is it going slow? Okay. So you're hearing everything I say like later on or earlier. Dean Ferguson, that's what Trump tried to do. That's why they got him out of office. And they're not going to let him back in either. Yeah, she was born in 47, I just said, Suji. So we are running late. There is a huge time lapse here. Remember, though, Jeff is telling the truth. He's telling the truth. Richie, the barber, cleans. Absolutely, patriotic yank, yes. Crawley, The Diary of a Heroin Addict. That's like the only good book he ever wrote because it's kind of like not satanic. We'd be lucky to see another fair election, B. Yeah, but that doesn't matter that Trump was born in 46 because the experiment was done in 46 before or after he was born. So it's not. Crawley was in on it, yeah. I think that what we need to do is I did see I was talking Libra. I didn't see. Nah, it doesn't say a lot. That doesn't say a lot. He's a turd. Sully, what's up? I think what we need to do is we as a people need to figure stuff out. And we need to take over or take our country back. Because like there's only 1%. We're the 99%. I do, Libra, I do. But that's just because I like to read a lot. Not a civil war, not a civil war. Because if we do it, if there's civil unrest, that's when we can be not court-martialed, but euthanized. I think we just need to, really Janie, agree 100%. There can't be any civil unrest. It has to be patriotic ink. I'd love it, but definitely not happening. I don't see it. There's too much evilness. There's too much evilness going on. Andy, I never said we were. I never said we the people are in charge. I just said we the people need to take it back. Martial law would suck. What if the COVID restrictions were just What if the COVID restrictions were just like kind of like a test to see how world martial law would be? World is on fire. But we didn't start the fire. Yeah, I think it was a test run to see. Melody Page, I agree 100%. I believe that bullshit's going to happen, you know? I think our country would be much better off if I think our country would be better off with Trump in the office rather than DeSantis being in office. And there's a real weird reason why what's his name pulled out of the race there. What's his fucking the vice president there. He pulled out, and that's weird. Oh, that's a good song. Chris Isaac. You know who did it? Pence. Yeah, why Pence pulled out of the running. He ran out of money. Yeah, that's just weird, though. Mother told Pence to stay out. I think it's because he knew that he probably did run out of money, and that he knew in the upcoming things that nothing was gonna be good. Yep. Libra, if you want to hear a really good version of that track, listen to him, H.I.M. His Infernal Majesty, do Wicked Game. Fucking good. I wouldn't doubt it, Patriotic Yank. I did 8 stories tonight. I have X amount of stories that I do, and then I stop because it's not about stories. Live stream isn't just about stories. It's about hanging out. Plus, I said I was going to end it a while ago, but I stayed on. Thanks, Aqualord. Open Coloring Book, thanks for joining us. Thanks for having a great Halloween night with us. I appreciate it. Did you really, Libra? Thank you for sharing it with us. Ooh, Gravity Cheeseburger. No. It's so good, dude. Oh my God. Hippie Girl. She'll be right here waiting. Oh God, that Razor Blade Suitcase is one of their greatest albums. I don't know. RFK scares me. RFK just really scares me a little bit. Good night, Jenny. Thank you for joining us. Nah. I think just because he's a D word and not a dick, because I don't think he's a dick, but he's a D word. He's a Democrat. I don't know. I think he speaks a good line in the beginning, but when RFK gets in office, what's he going to do? He's going to fucking mess things up, I think. No, he's a Democrat. He's running as a Democrat. Robert Kennedy Jr. Oh, he is an independent and dropped his Democratic primary bid. He dropped the primary bid, so he dropped it in 2020 for it. Nah, he really is. Yeah, because he's lying. He's lying. He changed his. That's like because he's like, all right, I'm gonna flip. He's too flip floppy. You can't change sides. Lockdown did suck. Oh, he's a libtard. I mean, Theo Vaughn loves him. So Eduardo, that's the name that the demon that Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard were trying to conjure. I mean, he's done a lot. He cleaned up the Hudson River. The Hudson River beforehand was on fire at times. He's done like a lot for the environment. I just don't see him being a president. Did you see it? Said it right. I just don't see him being a president. He said a bunch of wacky stuff too. Yeah, and he wants our guns. Exactly. He wants our guns. He did the interview with Joe Rogan, and he was saying a lot of weird things too. I already think they've got it in that they already know who's going to win. Maybe. Nah, me neither, Sully. They want to do a buyback. A buyback. All that means is just we're going to take them and give you 10 cents on the dollar. I think you should still vote, Gravity Cheeseburger, and vote for who you want. Vote for who you want, not because I'm talking smack about RFK, but like just vote for who you want. It's a good thing. It's our right. So do it. And I'll give you $20 because it's your luck. Thank you, Janie. Exactly, lovely. Exactly. My dad says that shit, and I used to not believe him because I'm like, Dad, why don't you vote? You retired from the Navy. You did all this shit. You love our country. Why don't you vote? And he's like, because they already know who's going to win anyway. And I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't. Reaganomics, baby. Reaganomics. He was a flip-flopper too, though. He was a cowboy, Democrat, Republican. You can't trust no flip-flopper. You know what's crazy, though, is think about this. Think about every president up until Biden had actually did something good for our country. They all did something that was decent. You know what I mean? They all did one thing that was like, oh shit, that they did good. And then this schmuck has done absolutely nothing except fall down and fucking okay, gotta go. Like Obama did good things for our country at one point. Clinton at one point. Both Bushes did one good thing. I got to get my $20 is $20 t-shirts going on. I don't know how that would sell though. Hide your gold and your silver. And your silver. Very true, Anastasia. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the $20 is $20 t-shirts. Yeah, they all okay. It's kind of stupid that like there's first of all, it's stupid that there's different like political parties. There should only be one party in my eyes. And like you should just run, you know? You shouldn't have two different parties, three different parties. You should be for the country, but we all know it's a puppet show. So no one ever wins. No one ever wins. I'm not a crook. Libra Poet 100%. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Bitch is a millionaire. Skipping the ads, skipping the ads. Boop. All right, guys. I had a blast. Happy Halloween. I hope that you all had fun tonight. If I offended anybody, it's on you. No, I'm just kidding. If I offended anybody, I apologize. But I love you all. You know I love you all. Matt, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Tomorrow's upload is going to be sick. I go back up to where Tom Mezek disappeared, install the camera. Libra, have a good night. Email me later. I want to figure out, we got to figure out a way of doing that. But anyway, if I offended you guys or anybody, I was only talking smack. I love you all. Democrat, Republican, Independent, we're all fucking Americans and no one's better than anybody. We're all the same. We all bleed the same color and we all fucking breathe the same air. So fuck it. Love you guys. Have a good night. God bless you all.